Hello and welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to present a number of wood joints on your NEA. So we're going to draw these in Google SketchUp. I'm going to start with the Shapes tool, so I'm going to get straight into it because hopefully you've seen my other videos. I'm going to draw a rectangle which is 150 by 45. So again I just type 150 comma space 45, press enter. The thickness of our material is going to be 12 millimeters as before, and I'm going to group that. Triple click, right click on there, make the group. Okay, first joint we're going to make is a simple half lap joint. Okay, so what I need to do, I'm going to edit this, so I double click it. I'm going to cut a section, a rectangular section, which is as long this way as it is wide, so 45 millimeters. So I'm going to use my tape measure, click on there, move along, type 45, press enter, and then I can use the pencil tool and draw a straight line. You can see I know when it's at right angles because it's green. Click and then you'll see that I've got that on there. So now all I need to do is pull that down half the distance. So I know it's 6 millimeters because that's half of 12. Press enter and there you can see there's 1/2 of my half lap joint. Okay, I just need to now, I need to get rid of that. So let's get rid of my, don't need that anymore. Okay, then I'm going to make a copy. So if I move this, click once, press the Control key, you can see it makes a copy. Okay, then I'm going to hover over here, rotate it through 90 degrees. Now I need to rotate it again, 180 degrees in that direction. Okay, and then I'm going to click just in this corner to move it, and then I want to line it up with that corner, and you can see very quickly I have a half lap joint. Okay, the next joint we're going to look at is a half lap mitre joint. So what I'm going to do is just make a copy of the half lap joint that I've already made. Press Control, put it over here somewhere, so I've got that saved for later. Now I can modify this half lap joint into a half lap mitre joint. So what I want is for this point to cut across in a mitre. Okay, it's a slightly more aesthetically pleasing joint to look at. So we're going to have a go at that. So I'm going to modify this one. Okay, now hopefully I should be able to lock to this point, which you can see. Click and draw a line to that point over here. So that should be 45 millimeters, at 45 degrees, sorry. Okay, now I've got that point there. I'm going to use the push-pull tool, and if I pull this down to the bottom level of this component that we're modifying, it will actually disappear, so it will delete that off. Okay, now easily now you can see I have got a 45 degree on that point. Now all I need to do is fill this bit back in, but for this component here. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this one is do exactly the same, but this time I'm going to draw a line on this face across this corner here, and we're going to pull that point to there, so we've got that filled in. Okay, use the rubber tool, so we just get rid of that line, and there we have our half lap mitre joint. I can pull those two apart so you can see how they look as a mitre joint. Okay, so you can see that they cut in and across like that. Slightly stronger than a normal mitre joint. Okay, I'm just going to move that back so that we can see. Okay, now the last joint I'm going to show you is a keyed mitre joint. Okay, slightly more complex. So again, let me move this one out of the way so that I can use that. I'm going to put it over there. Draw a rectangle as we did before. So 150, comma space 45. Let's enter. I'm going to make it 12 millimeters thick. Make it a group. Okay, and then I'm going to just cut as before. I'm going to come along, measure along 45 and cut my mitre joint. Okay, now I could have copied a previous mitre joint, but as I've not got one on this page, I'm going to do it from scratch. Okay, I'm going to pull that down to the bottom there so it disappears. There I've got a mitre joint. Okay, delete my marker. Now I've got that point there. Okay, now we have half of our mitre joint. What we're going to do is we're going to create the cutout. I'm not going to copy it yet because from that, once I've done the cutout, I can just duplicate that afterwards. So I'm going to double click this to edit it. It's really important that we're editing it because that's what we're cutting out. And I'm going to use the tape measure tool to create a marker halfway along. So if you see it says midpoint along that line. Okay, click once and you can see that I can draw a line along here. Now it's trying to put in a guideline, which I don't want, I just want to mark. So if I press Control, it then switches to a point. Okay, if I hover over that point, you can see it tells me now it's in line because it's got a dotted green line. Click once, and then from that point, I'm going to come straight down. Now I'm going to divide this into 3 equal parts. Okay, so I'm going to come down 4. So I just type 4 millimeters, press enter, and then I'm going to click on there, come down another 4, and press enter. So I've got 2 marks. Okay, I've divided this thickness of the wood into 3 equal parts. Now I'm going to use the pencil tool to join those 2 together, and then I'm going to come all the way back up here. And then I'm going to join from that point to there also. Okay. Now I'm going to spin round and do the same on this part, on this face, which is sloped. So if I start where the line ends, and it should, if I hover over the middle, it tells me the midpoint. If I come down, you'll see it turns a sort of purpley pink. That tells me I'm on that slope face. So I can click again to set it. Now I want to come down and it should inference this point. So if I come down, you'll see it got a black dotted line. Click again and then I can come all the way up. Okay, so these little markers and inferencing is really useful in SketchUp for lining things up correctly. Okay, now the last bit is to draw a line inside this wooden face from that corner to this corner and from this corner to this corner. So if I put it on X-ray, you'll be able to see the line as I draw it through. Okay, so one there and one there. Okay, so now you can see that will be the bit that's cut out. If I go back to construction style, the last thing I need to do to get rid of this piece is delete this front line off. So if I just delete that, and you can see now it's got a cutout. Okay, I want to get rid of this marker now because I've done with it. So I can just select it, press delete, click somewhere off so that I'm not editing. Okay, so now I have got 1/2 of my keyed mitre joint. So the next thing is just to copy this. So I'm going to use the move tool, press Control, make a copy. I'm going to rotate that 180 degrees, rotate that 90 degrees. Okay, and then I'm just going to slide that. It hasn't rotated properly. Just undo that. Try again, 180 degrees. Remember with Sketchup, just take your time to get everything correct, and you'll find you'll soon quickly pick up how to do things quite quickly. Okay, so now we've got our mitre joint with a key slot cut out. Now all we need to do is fill that in with another piece. So I'm not editing the component. What I'm going to do is simply draw in on top of the grouped objects. So I'm going to draw a line across that back triangle edge, draw one at the front, draw one down there, and that will create a triangular piece. If you then hover over the surface, you can see it's gone dotted. Click once and I can pull that up to this point. Okay, now you can see that's filled in. If I then select it and triple click to select all the pieces together, it won't select the component. Right click, make a group, and then now you'll see I'm able to move that out. Okay, to show what it's like. Now that's almost ready to be print screened and put into your PowerPoint. The last thing to do is to add a render to it, so to make it look like the material. So I'm going to use the paint bucket material. I'm going to come up here to materials, choose wood. I'm going to put this as a dark wood and then this one as a light wood. Okay, and then you can see the difference. I can move this back in, so just pop that in there and you can see that's what the wood joint would look like. Same with these, add a nice render to them. Now if you wanted to pick, say, your own style of wood, I'll just quickly show you this. On the materials menu, now this is only works on the downloadable version. It doesn't work on the online version, unfortunately. But in the downloadable version there's this little box here which says plus, and it says create a material. What you'll need to do is you'll need to go onto the internet, type in the wood you want, so let's say oak, go to images, find a nice piece image of oak, something with a nice wood grain, maybe that one. You want a solid piece really, that looks like floorboards to me, so something like that would probably be better. Right click on it, save image as, save it somewhere where you've got it that you can get hold of it. Okay, once you've got that, then all you need to do is in here is you can load up, so you click on that folder option and then go to your pictures, find the one you want, so there's a picture of ash. Okay, open it, click OK. Now it's there in your materials. Okay, so I can then add an ash texture to my model. Okay, you could do the same with oak, you could do the same with any of them. Now, to copy and paste that into your NEA PowerPoint, find a nice view like that, go to views, uncheck axes because we don't want to see those. Okay, hit print screen, Alt Tab to change between programs quickly, and then you can paste it into here. Okay, thank you for watching.